Well, let's go back a little bit to when you were a fellow and you were starting and learning. And I remember you telling me stories about the early days of working in Dr. Ellison's lab and going around, driving around the Midwest and getting samples to do bioassays and all that. And those are some great stories. Maybe you can reflect a little on that time.
I'm fortunate in that I came into the quote endocrine surgery picture in a sense in the 60s, and when I was a resident, I didn't do a single parathyroid operation. There were just so few. The thyroids were done, and there's a few adrenals, but you have to remember in the 60s we didn't have CT scans, there were no radioimmunoassays, so you were really looking at the end stage in some of these. I think what you're referring to is I went to Milwaukee for a Coles program at the University of Illinois, and Dr. Ellison had started from scratch and built a laboratory where it was really freewheeling. If you had ideas, you could go over and do some work and get some things on programs and get it published. It was exciting. It was really an exciting time. So that's where I got my start.
How are you? So maybe if you could reflect a little bit on what were the traits that you saw in yourself that made you successful.
Well, I think we always surgeons are competitive, but you have to be able to get along with people and get along with patients. And in those days, there was a considerable emphasis on building a practice, because if you didn't have a practice, even in an academic center, you didn't operate. And so I think we look at things a little bit differently. If we jump to the present day era, it's corporate medicine. Most people are employees. Most surgeons are employees, if you will, even if they're not in academic medicine. So I think you had to have an interest in making your outcomes good and getting along with your colleagues and referring physicians and so on. So that helps you get it started. But the great thing for me was the opportunity to work in the Camelot years. That was the first 10 years when Ellison was there. We started with nothing, and it made everybody feel like they were something special and they could do almost anything. So we did get some research done and started to put Milwaukee on the map in that respect. So that's the fun part, I think. It's like being on a winning football team. I might say the Packers were winning at the same time, Kareem and Jabbar. It was even the Bucks did well toward the end of that period. So Milwaukee was doing well with the Packers and the Milwaukee Bucks and also the Department of Surgery.